Good afternoon, Swirly Nation, and welcome back to Robert Morris University's Island Sports Center for the second game of the Midwinter Classic. 2011 version, as the Philly Hockey Club will take on your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. Penguins are gathered around goaltender Sammy Brushett, getting pumped up. They fell in their first contest, but now they'll get a chance at Philly Hockey Club. Philly Hockey Club apparently bringing in a few new players to their lineup. I guess they have a bit of a rotating lineup, so we'll see some. They'll have a few additions that don't traditionally play on the team, I guess. Including, I believe, is that the same goaltender from Montgomery? Maybe. A couple kids from Montgomery, I believe, filling in on Philly's team today. Maybe not. I don't know that. Nope, looks like a different lineup. But anyway, here we are. We're going to be on the Olympic rink, so this will be fun. A little bit wider than a traditional hockey rink. The traditional 200 by 85. This one will be 200 by 95, I believe. So a little bit more space to the outsides. Or 15 feet more room. So we're going to try to bring you this stream. We had a lot of difficulties with the last one. We're going to do the best we can to keep you here with the picture and with the audio. Clock issues, I believe. The starting lineup for your Penguins brought to you by the training table at the Lemieux Sports Complex. In net for the Pens, number 48, Sammy Brushett. On defense will be number 36, Brady Dixon. And number 83, Luke Gazzacci. Up front for the Penguins, 26, Finn Bowen on the left side. On the right side, it'll be 61, Ryan Lohr. And the other half of the Ryan twins at center, number 23, Ryan Schweitzer. Clock set to 0 now. Clock fixed, 15 minutes on the clock. And we're going to get period one underway here. Schweitzer leans in on the dot. Puck is dropped and we are underway from the Island Sports Center. Philly Hockey Club controls. They'll go D to D and attempt to run a break in, and they'll get in the right-hand side of the Penguin zone. Play dumped in behind the Penguins cage where Philly Hockey Club will pick it up. Feed it back up to the point for a shot from outside that deflects wide off of a high stick picked up by Schweitzer. Kicked at by Philly Hockey Club. It'll end up on the stick of Dixon. Dixon will get it to Schweitzer. Schweitzer taps it to the outside, looking for Bowen streaking into the Philly zone. PHC taps it in behind their own net, and they'll try to come up ice again. Zachi defending. Schweitzer covering the streaking player on a back check. Into the Penguins' end, the puck goes to the corner. Now behind the net as Schweitzer pressures. He'll end up taking the puck away, and back come the Penguins. It's Finn Bowen up the left. Into the official. Not much of an attempt to get out of the way there, and Philly Hockey Club has it back in the Pens' end, where it trickles through the crease and into the corner. Philly Hockey Club will set things back up, firing one all the way across the ice. This is the big PHC defenseman. Finn Bowen kicking at the puck. It'll come free to Dixon. Up high in the air and off of the glove on the Penguins bench. And it'll be considered out of play, so we'll get a defensive zone draw here for the Pens. Pens will get a line change now. So we'll see Goldberg, Bloom, Luarchuk, Kumnik, and Foster. Philly Hockey Club wins the draw, gets it back to the point. They'll keep it in by topping it to the corner. Reversed behind, it'll be Kumnik getting to the puck. Now Goldberg. Goldberg will go banking it off the boards past the Philly Hockey Club defenseman. And Landon Bloom will chase it down into the Philly zone. He's supported by Luarchuk as Philly carries it behind their own cage. Luarchuk able to get control, fall into the ice. He taps it forward, trying to maintain possession, but back comes PHC through the neutral zone. They're in onside as they carry around Kumnik. A shot down low, kept out with the stick, a brush it. It'll be Goldberg firing it up for Bloom. His pass misses the mark, so Philly Hockey Club will fire it back out through center ice, all the way to the Penguins, and it won't be icing not far enough. Foster will get there, turns and slaps it up the wall to Goldberg. Goldberg tries an indirect pass that's picked off here by Fry, and Fry for Philly Hockey Club will center one that's broken up by Kumnik. Kumnik to Luarchuk. Luarchuk dumps it in wide of the Philly net. Penguins getting a much-needed line change there. It'll be Schweitzer back on the puck. Sending it back to Foligno. Foligno off Schweitzer's skate, but he's able to get control up to Lohr. In come the Pens. Cross-ice pass, it'll be Baru. Twisting with it. Turning. He'll control the puck. He looks to the point. It's knocked away from him and sent back in behind the Philly cage. Philly will bring it out. The big defenseman Lombardi weaving into the pen zone, carrying around Foligno, shooting one, and brush it there to make a save on a short side shot. He's able to absorb the puck like a sponge and get a whistle. Penguins Bloom leans in for the defensive zone draw. He'll win it back for Zachi. Zachi gets his pocket picked, and Philly Hockey Club will carry it behind the cage, working it around. Up to the point. Now to the half wall. Penguins Foster able to win a battle and snap a pass off to Vickers. Vickers to Bloom. Bloom taps it forward for Goldberg. Goldberg will get it back to Bloom as Bloom weaves into the Philly zone. Carries to the outside. Tripped up on the play. Will get no call. Will play on as the puck's back to the Penguins' point for Zachi. He tries to dump it in. It comes free, and it'll be Brunetti run into there for Philly Hockey Club by Vickers. Vickers looks maybe a little stunned by that. Philly Hockey Club will ice the puck and will get a whistle. I don't see anybody different on Philly's lineup, so somebody said they had a couple different kids from Montgomery, but doesn't appear to be any that I recall from that game. And they're not running an excessively large bench. It takes 7 forwards and 4 defensemen. So Bringing it up the boards come Philly Hockey Club. Kubnik cuts it off at the blue line. And Lombardi will try to set things up at center. A nice cross-ice feed there. Brought in by Philly Hockey Club, dancing into the corner. Body taken by Baru, and we're going to get a penalty. Baru's going to get called here. It'll be a 1.5-minute penalty on the Pens, and they'll head to the penalty kill for the first time. I didn't see what the call was. Maybe a rough or perhaps a body checking call. Schweitzer. On the draw, Bowen able to knock it out to center. And we get a whistle. No penalty time on the clock yet. That's the reason for the whistle. So the Pens had a clear. But we'll have to do it over again. Penalty time put up on the clock here in the Olympic rink at RMU. Foligno gets control, plays it out to the point, but no further. This time Philly Hockey Club able to keep it in. Foligno will bank it hard off the boards behind. Kubnik defending as Philly Hockey Club works it back to the point. Send it back deep. Curling off of that. Centering pass. Nice job there, but it skips past all the Philly Hockey Club sticks out to the point man. And now the Pens get control, and it'll be Bowen sending it out the center. He was trying to catch Schweitzer, short-handed coming through the neutral zone. Bowen able to continue with the pressure and kick it all the way back into the Philly end. Nice penalty kill here for the Penguins thus far, as Schweitzer will angle on the forecheck. Philly Hockey Club able to make a nice controlled breakout, firing one in off of Zachi. And getting to the puck quickly with Schweitzer to carry it back out to center. Schweitzer pressured from behind. Philly Hockey Club able to clear it out of their zone. But Lowarchuk will pick it up in center. He'll dance into the middle like Fred Astaire into the high slot where the puck's knocked off of his stick, but he stays right with it. Good effort and puck possession here by Lowarchuk, short-handed, as we have about 13 seconds left on the penalty kill. The puck tapped up to the point and all the way back to the Penguins line where Vickers will pick it up. Vickers turns it up towards the blue line but can't clear. Now Philly Hockey Club will wind off the board as the penalty expires. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. A centering pass. Unable to connect, and Lowarchuk will tap it out towards center but not out. Philly Hockey Club keeping it in here. Applying a bit of pressure as they'll carry behind the Penguins cage. Possessing. Nice work by Philly Hockey Club to maintain control. Nice work by the Penguins defense to keep it to the outside. A centering pass cut off by the stick of Brushett with a nice play there. Excellent work by the Penguins goaltender. Dumped in by Lowarchuk. He'll wrap it around behind. Centering pass. Unable to connect in front. It was a nice play by Lowarchuk. He was looking for Goldberg or Vickers. They were both there. And Philly Hockey Club comes flying back into the Penguins' end, where Brushett able to pop a save behind the cage, and it's cleared by the Pens. It'll be back through center, where Philly Hockey Club will regroup inside their own blue line. Snapping it D to D. Pressured by Goldberg. Philly Hockey Club brings it up the left-hand side. Into the Penguins' end, where they'll dump it in behind the Penguins' cage. In to get it is Kubnik. He takes it right from the Philly forechecker, gets control, banks it off the boards, and sends it out to center. It'll be picked up there by Bowen on the opposite side. He goes with an indirect feed to Baru, who skips into the offensive zone before being knocked down. Battling along the boards, Baru ends up coming away with it. He's got Lore streaking to the net as Grayson Baru fires one to the top corner, and you know what time it is. Head to the cooler, dig down deep, and grab an ice cold Baru. Grayson Baru with a nasty wrist shot to the top corner. A 1-0 lead over Philly Hockey Club. Baru, the goal scorer, will lean in over the dot. Philly Hockey Club wins the draw. They'll snap one D to D. And Pelly will bring it into the offensive zone for PHC. Around a Pens defenseman, carries it in behind. Setting up there. They'll support with two as a centering feed skips all the way through to the point where it's unable to be handled. So Philly Hockey Club will retreat. Turning away from trouble and into the Penguins' end comes the PHC defense. Dixon defends as its centering pass is kicked around in front. Ultimately ends up back on the stick of the Philly Hockey Club forward, who sends one off the pads of Burchett there to make the save. Excellent work this far by the Penguins. They've got the lone tally. They've gotten some good goaltending here from Burchett as they come off the wall, and that will be a nasty wrist shot that finds the corner to tie the game. I think that's Brunetti. So 1-1 here with 6:29 to play in period one. Oh, heavens. You guys don't have a picture. This is going to drive me nuts. Vickers into the Penguins, or into the Philly Hockey Club zone, as I try to get you guys' picture back. We're going to try to get you the feedback here, folks. Doing our best. Might be just this outdated version. OBS, I haven't updated it on this particular computer. So we had to head to a backup system. Running two different things here. Let's try this. Philly Hockey Club has it firing into the Penguins zone, a shot wide of the Penguins cage. So we've got it loaded here. Let's hope that'll continue. A D-zone draw coming for the Penguins. Under 5 minutes to play, period one, 1-1 tie. Here from the Island Sports Complex at Robert Morris. Philly Hockey Club, the Pens Elite. As Schweitzer comes through center, picking it up inside the blue line. Attacked by two Philly Hockey Club defenders, and back comes PHC. Through the neutral zone. Comes Carr carrying into the offensive end. The Penguins' Kumnik there to defend and force him to the corner. He's supported well by Baru, the Penguins' goal scorer. Schweitzer will come in and support as well. Schweitzer and Kumnik aiding Baru as the battle's on the wall. It'll be Schweitzer coming out with it. He'll send it up to Baru. He goes down to one knee and is unable to clear the zone. Philly Hockey Club coming in off the wall, sending it backside. Coming in front, unable to connect with PHC, and it'll be Schweitzer clearing it all the way out to center. Penguins getting a line change here as Philly Hockey Club weaves into the Penguins zone. Firing one blocker side, that's punched to the corner by Burchett, and he's able to get it to the Penguins defense, who finds Bloom, who streaks down the ice into the Philly zone. He's tripped on the play, and the Penguins are going to head to the power play. So a nice play there. Penguins almost get caught on the line change. Burchett able to punch the puck to the corner. Penguins pick it up, stream down the left-hand side, and get hauled down as they attack the Philly zone. And the Penguins will head to the power play. First power play of the game for Pittsburgh. 1-1 tie here. 3:33 to play in the first. Blue working and battling in front. It'll be Luarchuk to the corner. Centered for Bloom. He deflects it, and it's covered by Philly Hockey Club. Penguins will have a face-off to the right of the Philly cage. To the left, as you look at it. As we bring you this live stream here on Cinnamon Swirl TV. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Make sure you subscribe below if you're not already. It'll be Philly Hockey Club weaving it out the center. Pressured by the Pens, it'll be Dixon taking control for the Pens, and they'll run a controlled break the opposite way for Goldberg. It's in at the blue line, but they'll call it an offside play, so we'll reset at center ice with a neutral zone draw. $546 subscribers. We're making our trek to 1,000. We just hit 500 less than a week ago, I believe. And we're already adding to that. Another 10% added almost. As a centering feed is cut off by the Pens defense. It'll be Bowen banking it back out the center. Philly Hockey Club will look to regroup. EHT carries it into the left. Schweitzer attacks, is able to free it up. Kubnik will carry it out the center. Rolling up to the red line where Philly Hockey Club will get control and wind it back in. Foster gets there. Banked hard off the boards for Bowen. Bowen sends one cross ice. It's off the stick of Schweitzer, but right to Lohr. Schweitzer and Lohr gain the zone. Bowen driving the net as well. Centering feed by Lohr, cut off by Philly Hockey Club, and back they come. Cross ice pass, penalty over on Philly as a shot bounces in. Those are tough ones. The shot from the red line bounces in. Brushett able to get a hold of it, cradle it in the belly, and get the whistle. An excellent job of tracking that puck. Bloom on the draw. Puck's tied up, and it'll end up in the corner, where Philly Hockey Club will try for the point, and Goldberg's there to say thank you very much. He'll come back through center. Vegas Golden Knight, offensive zone, firing one. It's deflected off of a stick. Nice stick on puck there by the Philly defense. It'll be tapped back out to center, where Bloom will get to it. He carves through the center ice, weaving in and out. Banking it off the boards back to the Philly line. He'll continue the pressure and fire one in front for Goldberg. What a play there. It just skips all the way through as Goldberg got tied up by the Philly defense. Spinning into the Penguins' end, where Bloom will pick it off and head back out the center. Digging for it, Goldberg, now Bloom. Bloom into the Philly zone. Sending one in on net that's blocked by the paddle and covered by the glove of the Philly netminder. 1:03 to play in the first, 1-1 tie. I'll continue to bring you the score since we don't have the scoreboard up. Those of you who joined us in game one understand that we've had some technical difficulties. Schweitzer on the face-off. It'll be turned over to Baru. His shot blocked. He'll continue in the battle as Schweitzer will end up getting there, and he's got good support. He's able to send it all the way to the Philly corner. They'll carry it behind their own cage. Firing one off the player at the point, sent back in by Foster, but we'll have an offside play. Schweitzer leans in. Lohr ends up with it. He'll bank it off the boards back to the Philly blue line. Philly will regroup inside their own zone with a D-to-D play, and they'll exit the right-hand side. Into the right wing end of the Penguins corner. They'll travel. Zachi will get there. He tries to send it up the wall. It's sent back around by Philly Hockey Club, but Danny Foster there to break the play up. Working it out to Lohr. Lohr finds Schweitzer, and Schweitzer finds the Philly zone. Dumped around to the corner. Spinning out of a forecheck is a Philly Hockey Club forward, but his pass is picked off by Luarchuk. He weaves through, gets a shot off that trickles wide of the cage. As the horn sounds, it'll end the first period, and the Penguins have a 1-1 tie here from RMU. We'll be back for period number 2 in just a moment. We'll switch sides. We'll put 15 minutes on the clock, and we'll get ready for period number 2, a 1-1 game between Philly Hockey Club and your Pens Elite. Philly Hockey Club in white. They've got a big Liberty Bell logo on the chest. Big fan of the Liberty Bell right here. Blue pants, white socks, red, white, and blue colors throughout. Blue helmets for Philly Hockey Club as they weave into the Penguin zone. Your Penguins are in their black uniforms. Looks like we're going to get a penalty here. Penguins in black, the black jerseys with the gold penguin on the chest. The black pants, black socks, all of it with gold trim. And, of course, the iconic gold Pens Elite helmets. It'll be 2 Vickers. He'll head off for a hook. And we're about 17 seconds into period 2, and Philly Hockey Club is headed back to the power play. The penalty killers for the Pens up front will be Goldberg and Luarchuk. On the back end, it'll be Foligno and Kumnik. Minute and a half will go on the penalty clock. On the wrong side, but that's all right. And Philly Hockey Club will try to set things up. It'll be back to the point where it skips out to center. Luarchuk with the forecheck. Philly Hockey Club spins out of it, and they'll weave into the Penguin zone right down Main Street. Around one, and there's the stick of Rushet to put it in the corner. Excellent work as the Penguins forwards have been out trying to pop by, and the defenseman who spun out of that found a ton of real estate as he entered the Penguin zone. A battle on the wall. Philly Hockey Club will come away with it. Defended nicely by Luarchuk. Picked up by Foligno. Rimmed around for Goldberg. Foligno actually get there first. Now Goldberg follows on. He taps it out the center. Luarchuk will pick it up. Penguins short-handed here, as they'll clear it all the way across to a streaking Kumnik, who's in on sides. He'll send one skipping wide of the cage. 24 seconds left on the penalty as Bloom's in on the forecheck. Bloom and Schweitzer now the penalty killers up front for the Pens. Dixon was able to get on for Foligno. Kumnik still on the ice in his penalty killing role. And the Philly Hockey Club will back in off sides and will head all the way back to the Philly blue line for the face-off with 8 seconds left on the penalty kill. RMU security, there's a fan on the ice, It's RMU security guard running over. He was helping with the clock, I believe. We have 13:21 in the period. Baru and Lohr will be the 2 penalty killers up front for the last 5 seconds of this PK. Zachi banks it off the boards, gets just by Lohr. Penalty is over as 2 players come together in front of the Penguin bench. Puck pops free. Baru gets there to dislodge it, and it's played back to the Philly blue line. Off the skate of Baru. Following in is Bowen. Bowen into the corner. He'll spin out of trouble. Nice feel there. That's a complete feel play. As he spins out of trouble, Philly Hockey Club will tie the puck up on the half wall, though. Penguins able to tap it further. It'll be picked up behind the goal line by Philly Hockey Club, who tries to break things out. They'll get up to center. Two players will go down. That's Baru and a Philly Hockey Club forward. Battle on the half wall here. Philly Hockey Club gets control. They'll go D to D. Stepping in, a backside feed. And I think Brushik got over to make the save. I couldn't quite tell as a player had flashed right in front of my vision. Let's see if we got it on the replay as the Penguins work the play out to center ice in the form of Baru. He's tied up. I couldn't tell from that angle. I think Brushik coming across, making a doozy. A 10-beller. High wave robbery by the Penguins goaltender. It's rimmed around past Bowen to the point. They'll fire one in that's wide of the cage. We're inside of 12 minutes to play here in the second as a shot comes from the point and is deflected behind the Penguins net. It'll be Dixon rimming it around for Bowen. No icing on the play as Philly Hockey Club will pick it up about halfway into their zone. Good forecheck by Vickers, and now Bloom has Philly a little bit disrupted. Bloom able to cut right in front. Goldberg run into. Philly spinning in. It'll be an offside play as the whistle blows. And we'll have a face-off coming in neutral ice. Bloom leans in to take the draw. One by PHC. They'll set things up on the defensive side. Tapping it up to the wing at the Hunt at the center ice area. Bounces over his stick into the Penn zone where they're able to clear, and Philly Hockey Club will come back and regroup. Trying again. This one cut off by Foster. Foster up for Goldberg. And Philly Hockey Club will dump it in this time. Inside of 11 minutes to play in the second. Rimmed around. It'll be Kumnik getting there. He nudges it forward. Nice play to get it to Vickers. Vickers off the stick of Bloom, and back comes PHC. Into the Penn's end. Firing one. It's off the glove of Brichette in behind. Philly Hockey Club working hard. Sending a centering feed that's cut off by Goldberg. And he'll escape out to the side, sending it all the way across the ice. I think he was looking for Vickers. Couldn't quite catch up to it. PHC will regroup in their end. Moving it up the left side. And Philly is in on an offside play. 10 minutes, 7 seconds to play. Second period action in the Midwinter Classic. Cinnamon Swirl TV here. Thanks for joining us. As Philly Hockey Club will play it D to D. They'll work it up to the blue line. They're in on sides as they weave into the corner. Carried behind the net, and they'll go low to high out to the point. Mishandled a bit, but kept in the zone, and a D-to-D pass doesn't connect, but it'll be tracked down by Philly Hockey Club's talented defense. A battle along the boards is dislodged by Schweitzer as he plays it back for Dixon. Dixon's hounded immediately on the forecheck. Able to work it up and all the way out to center, and Dixon will follow on after feeding one into Schweitzer, then back outside to Dixon. It'll be taken away, and back comes Philly Hockey Club. Baru covering for the defense, doing a nice job of breaking the play up at the Penn's blue line, and Schweitzer will pick it up behind his own net. He comes up to center, a nice little tap pass to Lord to the outside. Centering pass comes across, and the Pens will be offside. Penguins coach Trevor Nelson giving some tips about maybe gaining the zone there before we make that pass. keeping the play on side. 9:04 to play, second period of a 1-1 game. Pens are coached by Trevor Nelson. Assistant coach Rob Ferrari was here this morning. I don't see him on the bench. He's probably at the bill paying job, huh? So Nelson flanked by the other assistants, Alex Big Al Kumnick and Brian Bloom. A nice pass by Philly Hockey Club to free up a player streaking through center. He's gapped up on well by Foster, by Zachi. And now Foster's in a battle at the blue line. Popped forward by Philly Hockey Club and cleared by Zachi. Philly Hockey Club getting to the puck and weaving into the middle, firing one and brush it there with a kick save and a beauty. The puck all the way to the corner where it's broken out by Goldberg. He's hounded from behind and Philly Hockey Club winds back in. Onside play, shot wide of the cage. Foster gets there, he gets it to Goldberg, whose deflection is able to send the puck out to center red, where Philly Hockey Club will weave back into the Penguin zone. Into the corner it goes. Carried around behind. Goldberg will get there. He sends a cross ice. It's right through the wickets of Luarchuk, who tried to go skate the stick there. We're halfway through the game. 1-1 tie here at RMU. Philly Hockey Club brings it in around a Penguins defenseman, cutting back in front. And it trickles wide all the way through the crease and wide of the cage. A dangerous play there as Philly Hockey Club drove in. A D-to-D pass is over the blue line, so Philly Hockey Club will regroup as they work it in the right-hand side of the Penguin zone. Wrapped around by Foster, picked up on the half wall by Bowen. Bowen chips it to the middle for Baru. He's embattled at center ice. And Bowen will continue with the forecheck pressure as Philly Hockey Club escapes and drives into the Pens end. A good reaching poke check there by Foster. Able to get control. Baru now able to get it over the blue line. And out to center ice, where Philly will try to set things up. A great poke check by Zachi as he tried to go the other way. Pens with the defenseman up, so it'll be Foster making an excellent play as a centering pass comes in, and the Penguins are a bit disjointed on the breakout, and Philly Hockey Club will retake control. Blasting it into the Penguins zone and looking for a line change. The Pens probably need one here as well. Rimming it around is Foster. Able to get it up ice where Bloom is hounding Philly. Now Bowen, now Bloom, as Philly dumps it into the Pens end. It'll be Foster behind his own cage. He cranks one up to the point, but no further as it's kept in there. A shot blocked by Zachi. Unable to get control was Foster, and Philly Hockey Club will come away with it. Indirect pass off the boards out to the point, sending a missile sailing just wide of the cage. Philly Hockey Club back to the puck. Another shot from the point, this one wide. Gathered in by Foster, rimmed around but not out. Lower will get there, but so will Philly Hockey Club at the blue line. Shot comes in, and another great kick saved by Burchett. Sammy having a dandy of a game. Cross ice feed, driving one to the net, blocked by Zachi. Penguins are gassed as a shot comes in from the point and it trickles through the 5-hole. The Penguins at the end of an extended shift they were exhausted. And they couldn't get a good clear far enough to get a line change with these second period benches being on the opposite side. Plus, not only that, on this Olympic ice, the ice surface is bigger and the penalty boxes and scorers table are between the benches. So the benches are even a little bit further away than even where they traditionally are for second period changes. So you get pinned in like they just were, it can be a tough one. Philly takes the lead 2-1. And with 5 minutes to play now in the second period, Philly Hockey Club will re-enter the Penguin zone, this time on the left. Shot in from the outside. Kicked aside by Burchett. And the rebound knocked behind the cage where it's picked up by a Penguin and cleared, but not out. Back to the half wall. Philly turns and works it down low. Blue gets to the puck and taps it up. Tapped at the blue line again. Now it'll be Foligno battling in the corner. Foligno gets to it right back to the point man. They'll send it in front, high slot area, and a shot in that's stopped by the pad of Burchett, and it is just stuck underneath. An excellent save and cover there. Schweitzer to take the faceoff. He wins it over to Dixon. Dixon will get it out the center, banking it off the boards. He's got Baru going with him as Brady Dixon weaves down, firing an absolute missile that's gloved and held as Baru crashed in looking for a rebound that there was none of. It'll be an offensive zone drawn out for the Penguins with a little bit of life here. Schweitzer, unable to get control off the draw, and Philly Hockey Club will rim it around. It's a long skate to get there on this Olympic ice. Zachy will get there, but he fans on the dumping attempt, and we're going to get a penalty. Interference will be the call. It's going to be on the Penguins defenseman, Zachy. So Philly with the lead now. And now they'll head to a power play on the Zachy interference. Schweitzer takes the faceoff. Tapped into the corner where Kumnik's engaged in a battle. Two medieval knights there, working for the puck. Philly gets possession, weaving behind the cage. Sent back to the point. Now Philly looks to control things. And the puck squeaks out to center ice. Nice work there. And we're down to a minute left on the PK as Philly Hockey Club streaks into the Penn zone. That shot kicked out by Burchett. Second one in, and this time he'll cradle it. A nice save by the Penguins goaltender there. .305 to play. Second period, Penguins trailing. There's 50 seconds left on the penalty kill. The Zachy interference. Baru getting to the puck on the half wall. Can't win the battle. Penguins had two forwards there, and now Philly Hockey Club with numbers in behind. Great defensive stick there by Foligno to get the puck over to the corner. Vickers chases it there, and it comes off of a defenseman, and up ice comes Baru. Grayson Baru hounded from behind, hooked up as the Phillies able to dislodge the puck. Now they'll come back up ice. Vickers, head down, blasting back the middle on a back check, creating a 3-on-3 situation. He'll free the puck up. Now Foligno gets control, taps it out the center where Goldberg goes behind the back to get control. He's got a Foligno streaking. Goldberg shot high up off the blocker. An absolute missile is kept out of the cage. Two short-handed chances there. One for Baru, one for Goldberg. And with 2 seconds left on the penalty kill, you can see the life in the Penguins skating here. Goldberg leans in at the faceoff. Taken by Luarchuk. He'll step in front, firing one, blocker side, save again. Tied up behind, working it back in front. Luarchuk back to the point. Zachy's missile, kicked out, rebound, battled for. It's covered up and held The best series there for the Penguins in this one, testing the Philly goaltender, who's so far equal to the task in period number 2. Back to the corner goes. And firing it all the way down will be Philly Hockey. They're going to say no icing here. Foster will get back to the puck, slapping it off the boards, but Philly Hockey Club will take possession. Zachi ends up with it. He tosses it cross ice to Lewarchuk. It just bounces off of his stick, and back comes PHC. The battling Liberty Bells, as Penguins able to get the puck and fire it up the center ice, where Goldberg gets control and just loses it a bit, as it looked like it's stuck in some of the ice here. Ice looks pretty good so far throughout here at the Midwinter, as Philly Hockey Club will enter the Penguin zone on the right side. Foster there to defend. Rimmed around behind with 1:10 to play in the period. It'll be Lewarchuk on the half wall. Bloom pressures the point and is able to toss it back to Foster, and up ice come the Penguins. Looking to find the Philly zone as Foster's knocked down. Puck goes up and off the Penguin bench, as again when they had a player kind of leaning over. It'll be a neutral zone face-off. Schweitzer set to take the draw. Rimmed around behind for Philly Hockey Club before being cleared up the boards. Bowen will carry it in. He's angled heavily into the boards. Puck's freed up and Lure can't get a hold of it. And back comes Philly Hockey Club. It was just past his reach as it came off the wall. A shot comes in, it's deflected and goes just over the Penguins' net as we wind down to 15 seconds left in the period. Penguins able to tap it out the center. Can they get one last rush? Sent back to Lure, tied up in neutral ice. And this should end the second period as PHC retreated into their own end. And we get the horn, a 2-1 game here from RMU. "15 minutes on the clock. We'll switch back to our original sides, and we'll play the third period as the Penguins trail 2-1 against the Philly Hockey Club. A play there to hit the player in the high slot, and that shot goes wide of the Penguins' net. Bit of probably a set piece there for Philly off the faceoff. Bloom will get control. Now Dixon banks it off the boards next to Vickers. And Philly will end up right back in the Pens then. Swiping at it, Zachi stepping on his stick was a Philly Hockey Club forward who goes down, and we're going to get a delayed penalty here as Bloom touches the puck. It'll be a tripperoo, and a second tripperoo to the sin bin for 83 Zachi. So the Penguins with another PK here. Baru. Looks like Baru and Lohr up front. Foster and Kumnik on the back end as Lohr escapes, loses control, and spins into the zone without the puck. An excellent Murphy dump on the exit there by the Penguins. Baru will take another draw. This one in neutral zone. Philly able to dig it out, and into the zone they come. Winding, firing, and that goes high and wide of the cage. Defended in the corner by Foster. Foster and Lohr. Back to the point. We'll see a D-to-D play. Walking in on the power play. Great save. And even better rebound control to put that in the corner. Worked back to the point. Winding up. Another shot from the point. This one deflects out front. Knocked down by Kumnik. Wrapped around for Baru. And the Penguins will take the heat out of a hot kitchen, but Baru's going to ice the puck here. He had some room. Would like to have seen him maybe try to gain the red line there before dumping that one in. 35 seconds left here on the penalty kill. Penguins trailing 2-1. In a game that's seen Philly Hockey Club control the puck, but the Penguins have had some really nice scoring. So you can see their confidence building throughout this game. It's tapped in behind. It'll be picked up by PHC. Puck cut off by Schweitzer, and he sends it back to the blue line, but no further. Philly Hockey Club trying to set up the power play here. Schweitzer with some pressure. It'll be Foligno and Dixon on the back end. Schweitzer and Bloom up front on this penalty kill as Schweitzer's tied up a bit. Comes off his stick right out in front, sending one in. Grushit makes the save and clears it to the corner by the Pens defense. 4 seconds left on the penalty kill as Foligno gives a bit of a push along the wall. It knocks the puck free. Goal achieved, penalty over. Now the Penguins will look to strike as cutting in front of Schweitzer comes a Philly Hockey Club forward. We'll try to exit again. This time it's Bloom. Bloom able to carry it out the center into the offensive zone, but it'll be offsides. Luarchuk on the left wing a step ahead. Hey, looks like that. We're back. About a minute left here. Couldn't really give you much of a recap as I was taken away for most of the third period, so I apologize for that. We are going to wind this one down as the Penguins trail 5-1 now. Philly Hockey Club will bring it back into the Pens end. Shot comes in. Bichette makes another good save. 44 seconds to play here in the third. Penguins clear it out the center. It'll be Philly Hockey Club setting it up there. Philly comes in, cuts to the middle, fires a backhander. That's wide of the cage. Bichette had the stick up to defend. Seconds left. Philly Hockey Club gets it, but Kowarchuk takes control of it. Can't get the feed up for Goldberg. He was looking for him. As we go down to 3, 2, and 1. That'll end the third and final period here from RMU. The Penguins a 5-1 loss to Philly Hockey Club. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning. I think we're 7 a.m. at Barrel Ice Arena. So join us then for the 11s. I'm headed to UPMC for the 2010 game here at 4 o'clock. So you can always tune in for that one here on Cinnamon Swirl TV. Cameraman Rob Schweitzer, part-time play-by-play guy, and this one was Jeremy Evans. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in about an hour and a half.